Let's take the Hebrew name and see basically what that name means. Now we're going to give you the basic meaning in the English language. Adam is man. He had a son named Seth, whose name is appointed, means appointed. Seth had a son named Enos, whose name can mean mortal. Enos had a son named Canaan, whose name can mean sorrow. Mahalalel, that was the son of Canaan, his name means the blessed God. Yered or Jared means to descend or come down. Enoch means teacher or teaching. Enoch had a son named Methuselah, meaning his death brings or initiates. Lamech, who was the son of Methuselah, his name means despairing, and Noah in Hebrew is Noach, and it means rest. Now, if we take, this is the actual order of the births, if we take the actual order of the births, and we put a sentence, we form a sentence, it means this: man is appointed mortal sorrow. The blessed God will come down teaching. His death brings the despairing rest. Now, that's very, very fascinating because it conceals in the names of the first 10 generations of men found in the book of Genesis the actual gospel where God will come down being a teacher, and the death of Christ, that we now know what that means, will bring men rest. So it's fascinating to see, yes, the story of Genesis, the account that Moses wrote in the wilderness, in the book of Genesis, the history of the world, the history of early Israel, definitely does encode information. And we're going to see that more and more as we go along. Now, one of the interesting things was this: when Adam was expelled out of the garden and was removed, Adam had a son by the name of Cain and Abel, and of course Cain killed Abel, but God sent a replacement for Abel, and that replacement's name was Seth. The lineage of the Jewish Messiah would come through the lineage of Seth, who would be considered the righteous seed. Seth had a son by the name of Canaan. Therefore, the first three men in the Bible are Adam, and then Seth, and then Canaan. Now, God revealed something to Adam which is extremely fascinating, that there would be a double destruction that would one day come to the earth. This is recorded in history. We're going to tell you about it. The first destruction would be by water. The second destruction would be by fire. And by the way, 2 Peter 3:7 does indicate that the world will one day be destroyed by fire. It's reserved unto fire, Peter said. And so what we want to do, and I want to share this with you because we're about to go into some secular history. We're going to share with you what, of course, comes from Scripture, but we're going to share with you some of the information from the Jewish historian Josephus. You've heard me talk about him many times, no doubt. We're also going to go to a book that is mentioned in the Bible in Joshua 10:13, 2 Samuel 1:18, which is the Book of Jasher. And in 1840, a book was found, and a British scholar translated it and said he believed it was a copy of the Book of Jasher, and goes back to the 3rd century. We're going to quote from that some information that gives you some insight. We're going to also quote from a book which was known in the early church. It's not considered to be in the canon of Scripture, never was put in there, but this book is called the Book of Enoch. It is quoted in the Book of Jude. It is also quoted in the Book of James. It was known in the 1st and 3rd century in the church, and also was listed among the Dead Sea Scrolls. So we're going to give you some information from there since it is quoted in the Bible. So let's begin and talk about this. Josephus, the Jewish historian, said that Adam told his son Seth, and Seth told his son Canaan, and they wrote it down, that there would be a deluge of water that would be coming to the earth. And let's read that together. Josephus writes and says, the sons of Seth, they also were the inventors of that peculiar sort of wisdom which is connected with the heavenly bodies in their order, and that their inventions might not be lost before they were sufficiently known upon Adam's prediction that the world was to be destroyed at one time by the force of water and another time by the violence and quality of water. They made 2 pillars, one of brick, the other of stone, and they inscribed their discoveries on them both, that in the case the brick might be destroyed by the flood, the pillar of stone might remain, and exhibit these discoveries to mankind, and also to inform them that there was a pillar of brick erected by them. Now this remains in the land of Syria to this day. So Josephus said that there was a monument of some kind that goes all the way back to the sons of Seth that talked about the flood that was coming, and in his day it was in the land of Syria. Now some people suggest that's somewhere in the land of Egypt. Now this is also confirmed in the book of Jasher, chapter 2, verses 12 through 14. And Canaan knew by his wisdom that God would destroy the sons of men for having sinned upon the earth, and that the Lord would later bring upon them the waters of the flood. And in those days, this is what Josephus talked about. Canaan wrote upon tablets of stone, and what was to take place in time to come and put them in his treasure. So we know that this historically tells us that God knew and revealed to Adam, of course, and I should say Adam knew, God knows everything, but revealed to Adam that a flood was coming in the distant future of the earth. Now you got to remember, this is handed down from Adam to Seth, Seth to Canaan, Canaan to Enos, Enos to Mahalalel, Mahalalel to Jared, Jared to Enoch, all the way down. They know this is coming, but they don't know exactly when it's coming. That's the point. Just like we know Christ is coming, but we don't know the exact day or hour in which he is coming. We know he's coming. We know a flood was coming. Didn't know the day and the hour. And so likewise, we see this here.
This teaching is one lesson taken from a full course on ISOW.org. If you are enjoying this video, we invite you to check out the full course in the links below. For the best value, try our All Access Pass. At just $99 per month, you can access thousands of hours worth of high-quality, world-class teaching. To check local pricing in your country, visit ISOW.org. For more great teachings like this, be sure to subscribe to this channel and follow us on our social media platforms.